all of Africa stands with Russia. First and foremost, call Lord Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. I'm the brother of Baal Kabar from the Camp Prophets in Babylon, Tampa, Florida. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. All right, Gog and Magog is gearing up for war. All right, and World War III is Bible prophecy. Okay, the Lord is going to return at the end of World War III. Okay, which is ultimately going to be fought with nuclear weapons. All right, the ICBM missiles. And America is prophesied to get hit with over 200 million ICBM nuclear missiles, man. All right, so we see all of these prophecies taking place. You know, all these smaller nations, Libya, Africa, Iran, joining themselves under Russia. And that's Bible prophecy. All right, that Russia was going to be a guard to these other nations. And Russia got them nukes, man. Putin and Russia, they not playing about those ICBMs, man. All right, they have the Satan 1 missile, the Satan 2. And I believe one of those missiles can take out the whole east coast of America, man. All right. But we are entering into World War III. All right, this is a World War III update. Shalom to the brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom, shalom. If you can, drop some scriptures going into the nuclear destruction, going into the lake of fire, the ICBMs, and I'll be sure to grab them. And once again, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad, doing this work in the last days, because they about to shut this thing down, man. So now's the time to really push this work out. The elder Apostle Gabar recently did a video trying to do a lesson a day. So that's the spirit we got to come in, trying to knock these videos out, push the word, prophesy. We have the talent. So now is the time to prophesy against Mount Seir, which we've been commanded to do. I'm going to open up with this. This is Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, and woe means great death and destruction, and there's three major woes spoken of in the book of Revelation, which are speaking of the world wars. All right, World War I, World War II, and the final war to take place on earth is World War III. All right, the third World War, where all these nations, Russia, China, Iran, Japan, North Korea, these African nations, they're getting ready to come up against America. All right, mystery Babylon the Great, and the judgment for America, the whore that sitteth upon many waters, is she's going to be set on fire. America will be set on fire by way of the ICBMs. All right, these nations are stocking up on nuclear weapons, on the ICBMs, and this is Bible prophecy we see taking place, man. And you got all of Africa standing with Russia, and this is prophesied to happen in the last days. All right, so let me go to Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38. I'm going to start at, I'm going to go to Ezekiel 39 and 1 real quick. It says, therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. All right, going into Russia, Gog and Magog. It says, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. All right, so in these last days, Russia and all these nations that are going to be joined to Russia, there's going to be something major that's going to take place where these nations are going to be gathered in the Middle East. All right, Russia's going to come against Israel, and it's going to cause ultimately World War III. All right, and we see what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. The war is heating up, and it's going to continue to heat up. And we just got to continue to watch. And, you know, Lord willing, this leads to that World War III, which is coming no matter what. All right. One major prophecy that has to happen. Once you start seeing that charagma, you know, the MOTB, the mark of the BEAST, once we see people getting tagged up, we know that, you know, salvation is at the door, man. All right. Going to Ezekiel 38:2, it says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right, so we also prophesying against Russia, you know, prophesying against Mount Seir, which is America. Modern day Mount Seir would be America. All right, we're prophesying against Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, see, we entering into a time of great death and destruction. A lot of people going to be cast into that fire, man. You know, the lake of fire, which is when America's completely engulfed in flames. And this is why, if you're an Israelite, you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you got to wake out of sleep. The scriptures say now is a high time to awake out of sleep. All right, these nations are not playing, and they about to go to a world war. And you want to be saved out of it. You know, you don't want to be caught up in this world war where, you know, nuclear missiles are on the way and you haven't done a thing for the Lord. You know, you want to have faith and works to be able to escape the great and dreadful day that's coming upon this earth. All right, the day that America is completely wiped off of the face of the earth by way of the intercontinental ballistic missiles, the ICBMs. These weapons are weapons of mass destruction created by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to execute his judgment. All right, it says, Ezekiel 38:3, and say, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. All right, so the Lord is going to turn Russia back to the same spirit that they had during the Cold War. But this time, this war is going to end hot. All right, it's going to end with the ultimate destruction of America, and Russia is going to be a major part in destroying Mystery Babylon the Great. All right, by way of the nuclear missiles. All right. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. And really, it's the Lord that's doing this. Okay, the Lord is the one who's putting the hooks in Russia's jaws, you know, to draw them forth, to bring them, to prepare them for war. All right. It says, all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, getting ready for war. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All right, in the video you saw in the post-production, it was all these, you know, African nations joining themselves under Russia, which is prophecy. Ezekiel 38, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. So Russia is going to play a major part in this war, and Russia is going to be, you know, arming these smaller nations with weapons and nuclear weapons and things of that nature. It says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. All right, and what are they preparing for? They're preparing for World War III. Okay, the final war to take place on earth, which is also labeled as the War of Armageddon. You know, World War III, the day of the Lord. All right, and Russia's going to be a guard unto these smaller nations, man. All right, it says, verse 9, it says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, going into the land of Israel, and all thy bands and many people with thee. All right, so you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be joined unto Russia. Uh, 38:16, it says, and thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land, going into the land of Israel. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O Gog, before their eyes. All right, so the Lord is really going to use Russia to play a major part in the destruction of Mystery Babylon the Great, and also to get this war started. All right, something major is going to happen. All the nations are going to be gathered to the Middle East. All right, Russia's going to come up against Israel, the land of Israel, and it's going to cause World War III. All right. It says, verse 18, it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog shall come up against the land of Israel, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that my fury shall come up in my face. All right, and ultimately it's going to, ignite the Lord's wrath. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. All right, so the land of Israel is also going to be hit with ICBMs, going to be set on fire, going to be ablazed. It says, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. Going into, the destruction that's coming by way of these missiles, man. These nuclear weapons. It says, and I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. All right. Third World War, World War III. All right. So the Lord is going to do this, man. All right. Let me go to Isaiah, I think it's 13. Yeah, Isaiah 13 and verse... Let me see. Verse 4, it says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. All right, going into the ICBMs. All right, it says, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. And what's the weapons of the Lord's indignation? Is these ICBMs. Let me grab something to precept real quick, because really, when you go into the nuclear weapons, the Lord is the one who created these weapons for the day of judgment. All right, to bring a lake of fire upon this earth. The Lord himself, he said, I come to send fire on earth. And he's going to send fire by way of the ICBMs. All right, Isaiah 54 and 16, behold, and this is why you're supposed to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Because if you're here in America and you're not of the elect, there is no escaping the judgment that's coming. 100% of America is going to be completely wiped off of the face of the map, man. All right, men, women, and children are going to burn and melt here. Okay, this is the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the day of the Lord. But real quick, Isaiah 54 and 16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So really, when it says I have created the smith that bloweth the coals, the Lord is the one who created the scientists and gave them the knowledge to be able to split atoms, create atom bombs and nuclear weapons. All right, and really it's bringing forth an instrument for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, this is his weapons. All right, the Lord said, I have created the waster to destroy. So the Lord is the one who created these weapons, man. All right. Back to Isaiah 13 and 5, it says, they come from a far country. All right, these arrows, right, these ICBMs are going to be shot from one continent to the next. All right, one land mass to the next land mass. It says, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. How ye For the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. This is jumping to verse 13. It says, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Right, going into the day that these nuclear weapons are shot off. All right, it's going to cause a great earthquake. The scriptures say the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. All right, and see, we want to be saved out of this time. You know, we want to be beamed into those chariots, you know, gathered by Yahweh Shemi Shai to escape that fire, man. All right, and only the elect are going to escape the fire. Only the elect of Yahweh Shemi Shai are going to escape the second death. All right, everybody else in the land of America is going to be completely, utterly destroyed. All right, it says, Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. All right, and the Medes represents Russia today, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right, you're not going to be able to buy your place of peace from Russia. You know, you're not going to be able to go to Putin and say, look, man, we'll give you $100 trillion. Just, you know, don't bomb us. Nah, man. Russia's going to do what the Bible says Russia's going to do, which ultimately is going to take place very soon, which is World War III. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, right? These nuclear weapons, these, you know, arrows that are going to be shot from one end of the earth to the other, they're not going to stop for children. All right? They're not going to stop for pregnant women. All right? With these nuclear weapons, when they get shot off, that's it. All right? They coming. And when they get shot off, you know, ICBM from another continent or another nation can make it to America in like 30 minutes. You know, so as soon as those ICBMs get shot off, you know, we down, that's minutes before Yahweh Shai is here, man. And we seeing all this stuff take place, all the digital currency coming out, the Fed now, the CBDC. You know, they talking about a new world order. You got all these African nations joining Russia. You got the BRICS nations. All the nations are dropping the US dollar. So we are literally at the end, okay? We are at the last end, the last days. You know, we're months away from being out of here, man. Months away from getting out of here. And that's why we just got to be on fire, continue to push, you know, show brotherly love, and, you know, pray Yahweh Shemi Shai have mercy upon us, because we entering into a time of trouble, man, and great war. It says, Isaiah 13 and 19, it says, in Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, right? By what? Fire and brimstone. But this time, this fire is going to be caused by the nuclear weapons, man. All right, and one ICBM, one nuclear weapon, can hold about, you know, 100 warheads. And one nuclear weapon detonates, hey, that fire can get hotter than the sun. So people are literally going to melt. That's the day of the Lord. When the Lord said he's coming with fire, he was not playing. All right. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, because this place is going to be a desert. When the Lord is done with it, that's why it says this place is never going to be inhabited. After the day of the Lord, this place is never going to be inhabited again. America is going to be a monument, a burnt sacrifice. And nobody's going to dwell here. It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Let me grab this real quick. And there's plenty of scriptures going into the day of the Lord and the ICBMs. All right, this is 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. All right, when people least expect it. You know, they're going to roll out this charagma, the digital currency. You know, people going to be buying and selling, you know, eating and drinking, getting married here in America. You know, business is going to be smooth, you know, so to say, for these people that take the charagma. And it's going to come when people least expect it. This day is going to, and you know what, that's why I dwell on a lot, is like, this is going to be a real day. One day, brothers, you're going to wake up and it's going to be the day of the Lord, man. That's going to be the same day that America is going to be taken out in 1 hour, man. It's Bible prophecy that America will be wiped off of the face of the map in 1 hour by way of fire. But it says the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right? And everything around us is made up of elements. You know, the trees, the buildings, the cars, the people. So the elements are going to melt. And what's going to cause, what possible weapon can cause elements to melt? Dirt to melt. These nuclear weapons, man. The ICBMs. All right, it says the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And it said the works going into, you know, everything you see. The buildings, the cars, it all took work to build this place up. But all the works, all the things you see is going to be melted. Okay, in the day of the Lord. None of this shit matters. That's why you cannot hold on to this world. You know, you got to be ready to let go of this world, because all of it is going to be set on fire anyways, man. All right, the day of the Lord is amongst us, man. World War III, Bible prophecy. All right. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right, so the prophet Esdras, you know, the Lord deals with his prophets through dreams and visions. All right, in this vision, Esdras is seeing arrows being shot from the ends of the earth, which these arrows represent the ICBMs, the nuclear weapons, man. All right, and they're not going to miss. These nuclear weapons are highly, they have high technology, okay? Very advanced technology. So they're going to hit exactly where they're supposed to hit. Their coordinations, all right? Coordinates. You know, they're going to hit their mark perfectly, man. And America as a whole is going to be completely and utterly destroyed. Let me go to Jeremiah 50. The book of Jeremiah 50 and verse 2. It says, declare you among the nations and publish. And what are we doing? This is public right now, man. When this video goes up, we're publishing it via the internet. And that's why the scriptures say the gospel must be preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right, it says, set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north, what is this? What is out of the north? Russia. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. All right, so Russia's going to make America desolate. All right, her going into Babylon. It says, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Verse 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. So they're going to jump America, man. America's about to get jumped with ICBMs. It says, from thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All right. And these arrows are going into the ICBMs, man. All right. That are going to be shot from one end of the earth to the other. They're going to be like of a mighty expert man. Like if you see an expert archer, he's going to hit every target perfectly. And those arrows are flying fast. Okay, well, that's how the Lord is going to shoot his arrows. All right, and the Lord's arrows are the ICBMs, man. Verse 14, it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. Meaning America is going to get jumped. All you that bend the bow, meaning everybody that have nuclear weapons, shoot at her, spare no arrows. So none of these nuclear missiles are going to be spared. Like, we ain't going to be in the kingdom of heaven and, you know, have a nuclear weapon that Russia forgot to shot off, or, you know, China forgot to shoot this. No, every single nuclear weapon is going to be shot off during this war, man. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against Yahweh. Right? So that's going to be the day that the earth stood still. It's going to be a global event. Right? Everybody's going to know. The scriptures say every eye shall see. You know, when the Lord comes back, the day of the Lord, and everybody going to see these ICBMs and see America get utterly wasted with fire, man. And this is why it's important to repent, you know, to get closer to Yahweh Bashmi Hawashai. Let me see something real quick. I'm going to close it out with this. I'm not going to make this too long. Lord willing, it's edifying to the hopeful elect. This is, let's see if I can find something real quick. Luke chapter 13:3, I tell you, nay, but except you repent, you shall all likewise perish. All right. And it's not going to be an easy death. You know, people are literally going to melt. I'll close it out with this. I said I was going to close it out with that, but scriptures are coming to me. Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. So this is how the Lord is going to fight for us. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Right? So that's the day of the Lord. All right? People are literally going to melt. People's eyes are going to be melting in their eye sockets. You know? People are going to be burning to death, man. And you saw that in that movie Terminator with Sarah Connor when she was on the fence. And her body was melting, man. That's a real plague. That's the final plague that's coming to America, man. Nuclear holocaust, man. All right? So with that, Kohalo Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, all of Russia stands with, or all of Africa stands with Russia. Russia checkmates the USA and the collective West. Get ready for war. World War III is on the rise. The Charagma is almost here. Continue to prophesy. Continue to preach. Kohalo Yahweh Bashmi Awashai Bashim Rakakodash. Till next time I say Shalom.